Welcome to the Pulse Check podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Sammy. Grab your beverage of choice and let's get right into it.
Welcome back, you guys. We're so excited to film this episode.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here. Guys, I have the purple cotton candy Alani. I'm going to try it here for you guys. I do want to have a full disclaimer though. One, that I do love Alani so much. Sponsor us. Two, I really did not like the first cotton candy. It is like disgusting. So gross. So guys, here we go. This is going to be a live taste testing of the purple cotton candy, which is like their newest flavor. So hopefully it's good. Oh, should I do a little bit of ASMR for that?
Yeah, you should.
Wait, hold on. Oh,
So crisp.
That was crisp. Okay. You know, it kind of just tastes like grape soda.
I feel like you don't love grape soda.
I don't. But I'm going to drink it and I'm going to enjoy it and love it because Alani, I literally love Alani, so I don't care. But this is the energy that I need.
Is
so
it
we're okay,
better?
We're good. It's way better than the first cotton candy.
Yeah.
This one is just like a purple soda, a grape soda.
It is sweet though. It is sweet.
I do feel like though a lot of Alanis are just sweet in general.
That's why I put lime packets in almost all of them.
And you gotta do that.
Yeah.
Guys, me and Sarah made like the best mocktail ever for like the nurses on our floor. What was in it? It was the cherry twist Alani
with Sprite Zero.
Sprite Zero, coconut cream. There's
Mm-hmm.
zero sugar, guys. We try to keep it zero sugar around here, okay?
The syrups,
which was coconut, vanilla, and cherry.
And sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, and then, we just kind of spruce it up. And then
a lime packet.
Yeah. And guys, it was so fun to make for like all the PCTs and the nurses on our floor, but also there was an NP on our floor. That's our hospitalist. And he even tried it and he loved it. So that says a lot right there. That says all you actually need to know.
We take our job very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
We energize our coworkers
to like the max. Sarah, anything positive that has happened to you recently?
Positive. I had my first therapy appointment yesterday.
Let's talk about it.
It was good. I feel I haven't done therapy before.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did 10 years ago, but it's been obviously a long time. And I didn't really know what to expect. I literally wrote out notes, like my type A brain was.
Yeah. Let's write out bullet points, everything we need to talk about. And then you show it to your therapist. It's like,
okay.
So maybe we have a little bit of an OCD problem.
We will address that.
We will adjust that later though. Okay.
But it was good. I do feel like it was a verbal, emotional dump.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Good. Do you feel like it helped you?
I feel like it's going to help me. At the end, I asked her, do you think I need therapy?
Right.
And she said, we'll see. Like maybe I'll only need a few sessions just to kind of, get the tools I need. So I'm looking forward to going again. Basically, what I want to get out of therapy is just understanding myself better and why I act the way I do, why I behave the way I do, why I respond the way I do. Just overall understanding myself better and improving my self-awareness and just literally another tool in my toolbox to keep growing.
Oh, it's so good. I think that's but also I genuinely do think that everyone needs therapy. Everyone needs to go to a licensed therapist that can help kind of walk them through certain things, even things that they've been through, and then so they can better understand it. Yeah. Or even like you said, give you the tools on how to better work through things. I think that would be good. I think that's so good, and I'm so happy that you did that.
Oh,
that's so great. I definitely think that's something that I will need to partake in probably in the future, but stay tuned. We'll see if I ever do that. But like you said, I think that's a great tool in the toolbox for sure.
What about you? What's been something positive, something you're looking forward to?
Oh, Sarah, I have an Italy trip coming up here soon. Shout out to my brother and his beautiful fiance. They're going to be getting married here soon. So I'm going to be flying to Minnesota. And then they're going to do their whole walk on the aisle wedding. And then we're going to Rome, Italy. And then they're going to do another one there. And I genuinely am so excited because I've never been to Italy and I've never like had a trip like this. Like I've been on cruises and stuff like that where like you go on the boat and then you like go on an island or whatever, like nothing crazy fun like that.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be so fun. And I'm gonna have to go on more, unfortunately. So I think it's gonna be like a hurt to the bank account because I'm gonna be telling my husband Keaton that we need to be doing a lot more trips like this.
As you should be.
But he's just gonna have to deal with it, okay? If he loves me and he knows what's best for him, he will just
self-aware husband. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, so today, you guys, we get to talk about one of Sarah and I's. Also, just forgive us. First of all, we also did work last night. So if our brains seem a little bit slower than normal, there's a reason. And it's an active reason, okay? It's a very valid reason because we save lives.
We work hard.
We're hard workers. But anyways, so today we get to talk about muscle and muscle building and muscle maintaining, which I do feel like a lot of people talk about muscle building, but not really the maintenance part. Because have you ever heard of newbie gains before?
Newbie gains?
Yeah, like newbie gains.
Like you see gains right at the beginning and you're like, oh my gosh.
And then you kind of hit like a plateau that you just like, you're not really gaining any more muscle. You're just like, when I first started working out back probably and like religiously working out, I would say probably back in high school, I was definitely getting those newbie gains where I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm burning fat, I'm getting lean, like I'm getting muscle, I'm looking great. Like people in my, like people were like my friends were noticing, like making comments about it. And I was like, wonderful. And then I came out here to Utah and I was like, nothing's changing. This is like the exact same I've looked in years.
Well, you look amazing. But I think that's so true. And I think like the maintenance phase is a lot of the time where you live. And so I think it's really important to kind of break that all down because like the growth phase, you know, people do bulks and cuts or whatever, but maintaining is hard. It requires consistency. Oh
my gosh, we should totally talk about that too. Bulks and cuts and like when you should do that.
Yeah. And like how to get out of a cut.
Oh my gosh.
And like get back in, when to do a bulk, when to stop. And then also like reverse dieting.
Yes.
Like so you're not hurting your hormones.
No. We'll get there. Guys, stay tuned. That'll be like another if we don't talk about it on this podcast, we'll be talking about it another
we will.
But anyways, let's just like jump right into it. So I think what would be really good for you guys to first understand is just kind of like what muscle is. So muscle is probably like one of the most important like organs in our body. It is an organ. Not a lot of people understand that, but it is an organ and it's something that our immune system uses, our brain uses, like our bones need, like our entire body relies on muscle and muscle growth. So skeletal muscle, it is the largest organ system in the body, okay? That's why it's so important. It is an endocrine organ and it releases signaling molecules called myokines. What you can kind of think of like myokines like, it's what their job, I guess, is like reducing inflammation, improving the brain health, helps regulate your metabolism, supporting immune function, which I feel like I definitely noticed when I first started gaining muscle. Is like, especially with that inflammation, when I eat, I feel like my body, and that also goes with like regulating metabolism, like my body is able to break down the food, especially sugar, a lot better and like regulate it throughout my body a lot more, if that makes sense. So like I said, with the sugar, like how I'm able to notice that I feel less inflamed when I do eat sugar, muscles store that glucose and they store it as glycogen for us to use at a later time. So like, let's say I eat sugar tonight, I'm going to use it for like my workout tomorrow and it's going to get stored in my muscle. More muscle, like I said, will equal that better blood sugar control. Sarah, we did that. Those pins on our arms.
Oh yes. The continuous glucose monitor.
Yes, we did that. And like, I totally noticed, guys, because I wanted to test it out. So I would like eat different things throughout the day. My blood sugar, the highest I ever got was 120. And that was legit when I ate nerd clusters. Okay. So obviously it's gonna raise, but like an hour later it would drop down to like 80 again.
And
so
stabilize.
It was like, yeah, and then stabilize and stay there. So I genuinely do feel like, because I do work out and like my main form of working out is weightlifting, I do feel like I totally notice a huge difference. So it improves that insulin sensitivity that we just talked about and we've talked about in our previous episode. It helps protect against type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, falls and fractures, sarcopenia, which is like age-related muscle loss, right? Usually, which is so important, why you need to start working out like when you're young and when you're healthy and your body's able to work out as much as you're able to. Your muscles actually start getting lost around the age of 30 unless you start continually doing that resistance training. I think it's, when I one time listened to a podcast, I think it was like 3% every year goes down of muscle loss. How terrible is that? And like, guys, the amount of falls and fractures that we see on our floor is crazy. And when they come in, they're like the most frail Mima that you have ever seen in your life. And you're like, oh, she's not going to last like 3 months.
And they're so cute.
They're the cutest, but they don't understand like your way of eating. You're eating like a freaking bird. First of all, you're not getting the protein that you need. You're not going weightlifting, putting that stress on your bones, your muscles to be able to gain it. So you're just, as soon as you fall and you break a hip, like you just don't have a chance because you're so frail, which is really unfortunate. But Sarah, how does your body actually build the muscle?
So your body builds muscle so when you work out, what you're doing to your muscles is you're making little tears that need to be repaired. But this isn't a bad thing. Like, when people think of something breaking, they think it's bad. But resistance training helps create this mechanical tension. So that's what helps. It's like the main trigger for helping your muscles grow. And these little tears that happen in the muscle fibers, like when that tear occurs, your immune system comes and helps clean up the damaged tissue. It helps release all these growth factors. So it helps repair the tear, but they repair it by making it stronger and basically bigger. So that's what helps the muscle grow. Kind of like, you can compare it to when you break a bone and then it heals, usually the bone is stronger after the break. And so, that bone, this is a muscle. But so muscle stem cells are activated after resistance training, and resistance training is weightlifting. So examples are like bicep curls and chest press and anything, lifting any kinds of weight. And this helps so the muscle stem cells help donate nuclei to muscle fibers, which help muscles produce even more protein. And muscle hypertrophy is enlargement of existing muscle fibers. So you're not making new fibers, you're just growing the fibers that are already there, just making them bigger.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. That's great. I guess with that being said, like, I think it is important for us to also hint at another really important muscle that we do. Like, people genuinely think like with the muscle, like you think like your biceps or your triceps or your glutes. But another like really, really important muscle that you always need to be training, one is your brain. Okay. Like that, the more often that you're training also your brain and you're going through like, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like when you go through a hardship and you like work through it mentally, like that stimulates something in your brain to make it stronger and like be more not resistant, but more capable of like doing hard things and like makes your brain stronger. So I think that's something too, but also like not even going through hard things, but also learning every day and reading and trying to learn something new, where it's like even like a new language, or like I want to learn Spanish so bad. So that's like definitely another goal of mine for sure. But just always like, I guess, stressing your brain as well. Usually with those early gains, it's like mostly neurological. So your brain learns to recruit more motor units, right? So communication between the brain and muscles becomes a lot more faster and efficient the more muscle that you have. Like when you think of it, when you're working out your biceps, you're like, oh, like I'm thinking about my biceps, like the brain to muscle. What is it? It's an actual term, but it's like a brain to muscle type of thing. So when you're working out your glutes and you're thinking about your glutes while you're doing like kickbacks or something, like you're going to start feeling it in your glutes, like right?
And it creates muscle memory, like brain to muscle memory.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. A lot of the time, like I said, like the newbie gains, like beginners often like double their strength before seeing major muscle growth, which I feel like I definitely was seeing, because there was a time when I was like back squatting probably like 225 pounds. I think that's the most like I ever reached, but now I'm only like back squatting, I think like I think max like 100 pounds, which is absolutely horrendous, and I feel so weak and I need to get stronger. But I do feel like at that time in my life, I was also trying to like lift super heavy, but now I'm kind of like changed up my way of training for sure. But anyway, so like your nervous system will get stronger before your muscles do, pretty much, which is great. Yeah. Sarah, how do you like, let's get into protein and diet. So like, how do you should do like a day of eating. Like, how do you feel like you're getting in your protein normally? And then how do you eat like before and after workout?
So when I work out in the morning, because of our work schedule, sometimes it's morning, sometimes evening, but when I work out in the morning, I actually do like working out fasted. I know a lot of people have tons of opinions about that. I think it's just a personal preference with my goals and what I want to accomplish and like my body. But anyway, so usually I work out fasted. Sometimes I'll have a little bit of protein. I know like carbs are a really good energy source, especially before a workout, but sometimes I'll have like a couple hard-boiled eggs. I used to, when I first started working out, I would do rice cake with like peanut butter, bananas before I worked out. But like you said, your goals kind of shift. And I think it's important to keep changing up your goals. If you do the same thing, basically, like you're gonna stop growing. Yeah. And so anyway, so I've just changed my goals throughout my whole fitness journey. But I typically eat I'll work out and then I'll come home and eat a big high protein breakfast. So eggs, scrambled eggs, I'll throw in egg white, turkey bacon, or I'll do ground beef, and avocado. Gosh,
I love a good avocado.
I actually haven't had avocado in so long though. Like I think probably it's been over a week.
Yeah, probably a week. Yeah. I think it's been a little bit. I think we're also trying to eat everything out in the upper fridge.
Oh yeah, because we're going. Yeah,
like guys, we're gonna be like carnivore our last week here in Utah, because I think everything that we have left is gonna be like eggs and meat. We're Keaton. I'm like starving him, and I'm like, I'm not going grocery shopping. We're eating everything in here. It'll be okay. It's good for our bodies. But yes, no, keep going.
So that's probably my breakfast. I do focus a lot on like with the avocado. It's such a healthy fat. So man, I like love avocado.
I love it so much.
Sometimes I'll do chia seed pudding mix, or what do you call it? Chia pudding?
Chia pudding? Pudding? Yeah.
With almond milk. Pudding mix. With almond milk, like a tablespoon or two of chia seeds, and then protein powder. And it's pretty like high calories, but the macros are so good. It has like tons of protein, tons of fat, good carbs. So I love chia pudding. And then I usually like stick to a big protein like each meal. So salmon or chicken or steak. Oh, dude, my husband.
You like your steak medium rare?
Medium. I think just medium.
Medium.
Do you like medium rare?
I love medium rare. Like a little bit of like a good, not like a lot of pink. Yeah. I know a tech that we work with loves it like mooing. So yeah, disgusting. No. He's still chewing to this day, actually. So we should see where he's at. But anyway.
Oh yes. But my husband and I went to Texas Roadhouse and like an 8-ounce sirloin.
Oh my god.
That. So
I'm gonna talk to Keaton about going to Texas Roadhouse. No, we have to get rid of our food. Okay.
Forget that.
Yes, but I love Greek yogurt too. Cottage cheese, guys, don't sleep on cottage cheese. I genuinely feel like it's definitely like become a lot bigger of a thing now. Yeah. Like cottage cheese, I love. So also, good. If you don't love cottage cheese, grow up. I think I think your frontal lobe just
Yeah.
hasn't developed yet. Genuinely.
Just blend it up. Like if it's
Oh my gosh,
I think
yes.
it's a texture thing for a lot of people.
I think so. Yeah.
For me, it's
I
don't
actually love
care.
the texture.
Yeah,
I think it tastes really good. And then, oh my gosh, yeah, like Greek yogurt. You can make so many things with Greek yogurt and make them high protein. Like one time me and Keaton made buns using Greek yogurt, like just like a dinner roll.
Yeah.
And it's just like with Greek yogurt and flour, and you legit mix it up, put it in the oven, put some like garlic and butter over it. Delicious. Delectable. Okay.
So good.
Protein powder. I feel like protein powder, but you have to get a good one.
Mhm.
Okay. You know those big bags, big black bags that you get from Costco? Stop buying those.
They have seed oils and like there's no reason, guys. There's no reason for whey protein powder to have any type of seed oil.
No. Like why would you have that?
They're honestly just it's a filler and it's making them more money
Right.
because it's cheap to add in. So get a high quality, really good protein powder. It'll help, you won't be as inflamed and literally your body will thank you.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of the times when you want to look for with what you want to look in for a good protein powder, one that's grass fed, and two, sometimes I'll try to look for if it has digestive enzymes in it because that makes it sit in your stomach a lot better, helps your stomach break it down a lot better. The protein powder that I really love is Being Simple Eats, but I also know that there's like a Paleo Valley one that's made out of like bone broth. That one's good. That actually makes a really yummy hot chocolate. That one's good. And then you like the just ingredients, right?
Yeah, that's actually the only kind, and trust me, I've tried so many. We should rate protein powders.
I'm down. Yep. Stay tuned for that post, you
that's
guys.
happening. So
that's happening for sure.
I've gone through so many protein powders.
Yeah, I've tried like them all.
Yeah.
But I think also like with us being in and like loving protein so much, like we've just tested so many things.
Yeah.
So we have tried and true, you guys. But I know that there's a new company called ProMix. I have their creatine, which I love because their creatine, we'll talk about that too, you guys. Creatine, love her.
Yeah.
Just goes into water and it dissolves beautifully. But there's a lot of other creatines out there that does not dissolve good and it just stays like chunky and grainy. So I know a lot of people love ProMix too. That's a good one. But anyways, with muscle building, most of the time you want to like go for, I know a lot of people go for like 1 gram per pound of body weight for like your goal weight. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So for me personally, like I tried to aim for like 140 grams of protein every day. Can't say that I hit that because especially as a female, my appetite like changes. So I'm just like, I'm not someone that's gonna like force myself to eat. Like if I'm not hungry, I'm not gonna force myself to eat. And I think a lot of people like get it mixed up. They're like, oh, I have to hit this protein goal. Yes, like you should be reaching for protein for every meal and everything that you eat. Like if you're hungry, reach for protein and it's gonna satisfy your craving. But if you're not hungry, don't be like, oh, I haven't hit my protein goal today. Let me go out of my way, make my stomach feel uncomfortable to reach that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think that makes sense.
And your body can only like absorb, intake a certain amount of protein. It varies for everybody, but if you just consume like 100 grams of protein in one sitting, I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
But if you did, like your body wouldn't know what to do with it. So I try to get like each meal, I try to get between like 30 to 40 grams of protein, sometimes less. And then, so I try to get like 120 grams of protein. And like Sammy said, sometimes I look back, I'm like, I like crushed my protein goal.
Oh yeah.
And then sometimes I'm like, oh wow, why am I sitting at 60 grams of protein?
Literally. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't hit like any protein today. But also when I think of it, I'm like, oh, I haven't also eaten much today. Like that. Because I normally do reach for protein. So like the hungrier I guess I am that day, the more likely I'm going to hit my protein goal.
Yeah.
But it just varies, especially with night shift. I feel like I eat like one meal and then I sleep the rest of the day and then I go to work and then I don't eat again until that one meal time. So I'm like actually fasting and I like don't try to, but it's more of like I'm just trying to sleep and then get to work and then I don't have time to eat until like a certain time. You know what I'm saying? So it's also with that. So I think a lot of the time, like if you get like easy to grab foods, like even like a beef stick or a protein bar or a protein shake, like just easy things that you can just throw back really quick. So then again, like your cravings don't come up later. That'll help a ton.
Yeah, I usually bring like a cup of almond milk in my blender bottle, and then a scoop of protein powder. And I'll bring I have hard-boiled eggs I just bought from Costco, or like you said, a beef stick.
Yeah.
So I think if you just don't overcomplicate it, like you really can hit your protein goals if you just focus on having protein as like the main source of your meals.
Right.
But we'll just go into the next segment.
Yeah.
So
I feel like we can talk about diet forever.
Yeah, no, I love talking about it.
Yes, but yeah, so we can go ahead. Like, so when it comes to weightlifting, which is like obviously super duper important when you're wanting to build muscle, progressive overload. So that can look different for a lot of people. It can be increasing the weight. It can be increasing the reps. It can be the amount of like break that you take in between sets. Like it can really vary, but your body will adapt to like whatever stress that you repeatedly like place onto it, right? So if I keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, it's just gonna adapt to that, and it's not gonna be able to build off of that because I'm not putting any more tension on my body because my body is used to what I'm giving to it, right? So to keep growing, you need to be gradually increasing that challenge. So like for me, I'm training for a high rocks right now. So I will go on like the sled pushes, and my very first week of doing a sled push, oh my gosh, literally dying. But I was doing like 90 pounds. But since then I have increased to like another, what is that? Like 135 pounds. So like 3 plates on there now that I'm pushing. And it's like still hard, but it's definitely gotten easier and I've gotten stronger. Like I'm no longer doing that 90 because I've gotten stronger. So I can do that 135 now, you know? So constantly growing, constantly increasing that challenge for yourself. Yeah. So I guess like I said, your muscles will adapt to whatever stress you put onto it. And if you continually keep doing that. So I think it's really important to change it up every once in a while and make sure that you're continually getting stronger and continually growing.
And I also think it's really like empowering to feel yourself getting stronger and to look back and like just notice the growth. And I know like for me, I was just for a long time I was stuck in the mindset of if I lift heavy or heavier, if I lift heavier, I'm going to look so bulky.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's a common fear, misunderstanding, you know, whatever you want to call it. But over the honestly recently I just decided I didn't care about that fear anymore, and I was just going to up the weight. And I did that especially with bicep curls. I went from 10 pounds to 15.
She's so strong. She's so strong.
But it's so cool to like look back and you were able to do a set, but it was hard. And then you keep doing that, and then just one day after being consistent for a while, you do a set and it's easier.
Yeah.
And it's just like I think I just have such a growth mindset, and so I really appreciate
you really do, Sarah. You're just like continually growing and continually trying to get better.
Yeah, but it's so cool to look back and then also feel stronger, and then also start to slowly see the changes in yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Tammy said, I think like anything in life, you have to be consistent, and then like that's how you progress, is being consistent and then making little changes consistently.
Yeah. Oh, consistency. Yeah. That is so good. I totally agree. Okay. So I think another really important thing to talk about when it comes to muscle building, I'm someone that could easily probably go to the gym every day, but I think that's what my brain needs to just chill. So me taking a rest day is like a mental battle in itself.
Yeah.
But a rest day can mean so many different things for people. So most of the time, recovery is where that muscle is built, right? Giving it a break so it's not continually breaking down. You need to give it time to build up, right? So training creates a stimulus that we need, but then recovery will create the adaptation, right? So during sleep, growth hormone is released, and that's during the first couple hours of your sleep cycle is when that growth hormone is released. So it's really important that you're getting enough sleep. Your muscle repair will increase, your protein synthesis rises, and then your glycogen stores will refill, right? Because your brain, while you're sleeping, you're giving it a break, you're letting it take out the trash, and then also refill what needs to be refilled during that time. Poor sleep during that time will raise your cortisol, which then in return will create inflammation in the body. It lowers your recovery, it reduces performance, and it can even decrease like muscle protein synthesis that we've talked about over time. Like I've even personally noticed like when I don't get enough sleep, my body like hurts more the next day, and it's almost like I'm dragging it. I feel like I'm dragging it. So I guess something that's important to remember, like the gym breaks the muscle down, but the recovery is what ends up building it back even stronger. And like I said, like recovery can look different for so many people. If it's a rest day, meaning that you're just not going to the gym that day, and you're not lifting weights, but I think it's still important for people to know, like a rest day doesn't mean just sitting on the couch or being a couch potato, right? Like it's still going out and getting your steps in. And that can be like a hike or just going for a nice long walk or stuff like that. Like that's still important, but giving your muscles that time to just recover and rebuild is what ends up like helping you see the differences in the body that you're trying to make.
Yeah, I do think recovery, yeah, like you said, if you don't let your body recover, you actually won't build muscle because it just keeps, the muscle fibers will just keep tearing. And if you don't let it rest, they'll never repair themselves.
Exactly.
But the next like segment we're going to go into is muscle and the relationship muscle has with metabolism. And so basically, more muscle helps you be more metabolically healthy because muscle burns calories at rest. So if you have a lot of muscle, you can like not be working out, but you're burning calories. And so someone that has less muscle, who's just sitting or walking or doing very just like normal everyday life, someone that has less muscle isn't going to burn as many calories as someone who has more muscle. So honestly, it's in your best interest to have more muscle because that will help your metabolism be healthier, faster, whatever. So more muscle helps increase your resting metabolic rate. And one of the bigger benefits of having more muscle is it helps you be able to train harder. You can move more throughout the day. You burn more calories when you are working out. And then after you lift, your body actually keeps burning calories, helps replenish the energy stores, repairs muscle tissues, clears the metabolic waste, and it helps it go back to its normal state. So after all the breaking and the repairing, and you're just back to the normal, back to normal.
Yeah. And I think like going back to kind of what you said about when women like first start lifting heavy, like they think that they're going to get bulky.
Yeah.
Which is kind of insane because I feel like a lot of men like will train years trying to get bulky, and it takes them forever. So it's kind of like actually psycho for us to think, oh my gosh, I'm going to lift this 15-pound dumbbell and I'm going to get massive like a bodybuilder. No, like you're going to get massive like a bodybuilder if you train like a bodybuilder, okay? And you eat like a bodybuilder, which most people don't. Like most people aren't going to do that, and that's not your goal. So if that's not your goal, then don't train like that. But lifting weights is so important for every single human on this earth, okay? So first of all, women, we create way less testosterone than men. So it almost makes it impossible for us to get bulky, okay? And more so like with women, when we weight lift, like we get stronger. It's not like the size that happens, it just makes us stronger. A lot of the time, like when I lift, I can see myself getting stronger, but I don't see my muscle getting bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's usually what ends up happening. And you don't even have to lift that heavy. Like you can lift, I don't know, like as long as you're training your body where you're going into failure, don't be doing like 30 reps of bicep curls. But like if your goal is to like just, I guess, get stronger and like lean out, tone out, and you're doing like 15 to 20 reps, that's fine. But make sure that that time under tension is like you're going all the way until failure. So like that last rep is like really hard for you to do. And I
like
think
you
that's
should
really
look
important.
like you are weak.
Yeah.
Like
Or like
you
you're freaking
can't.
constipated. Okay.
Yeah,
Like you are like
for real.
struggling to put that weight up.
And it
Okay.
burns. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's, and you, yeah, you kind of do look constipated, but it's
Yeah.
okay. Like that's like the point of.
I'm starting to like this Alani a little bit more
Oh,
actually.
good. You try it with the lime. It's so much better.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many myths about weightlifting, like you said, especially around women. And I do think our society is getting a lot better at like taking down those myths and replacing it with fact and evidence and helping women change their mindset. But I just know at work, like I'll go into one of my patients' rooms and a lot of people will like comment, a lot of the older generation will comment on, oh, like, you know, how small I am, or like, oh, you're not going to be able to boost me up in bed. And then I do, and then they're shocked. They're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, like maybe I don't look like I'm super strong, but
isn't that the best though?
I love it though.
They're like, oh, you're so petite and little. Or like I'll be wearing like my figs duo where like I'm like tucking in my scrub top and like my pants, and they'll be like, oh, your waist is so teensy tiny. And I'm like, oh my gosh, stop it, Barbara. You're so sweet.
You're
anal times four.
Anal times one, but in this moment, you're
totally with it, girl.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. No, but
it's just cool to kind of be part of this younger generation who is so like
strong over skinny.
Yes.
Yeah, I genuinely think like that's, and I do feel like though nowadays like skinny is like the new thing. But guys, the way that you are skinny is like through weightlifting and looking toned. Like, yes. Oh, I think my mom said this to me one time, and it wasn't to me directly.
Yeah.
This is like a toxic like mom thing, but she's just like said it in general because she's like started to get into weightlifting herself. But she's like being skinny makes you look good in clothes. Like you can look good in anything when you're skinny, but when you're weightlifting and you're toned, you look good naked. So pick your preference.
I love that.
Like, I know what I would prefer. Okay, like if you're in a bikini on the beach, like you're gonna get more looks and stares if you got muscle on you and if you look good toned and you got like a nice butt and a good figure. But if you're just like a skinny fat, like I don't know, you look like everybody else.
You're basic.
You don't look very disciplined, you know? So I mean, I guess it always just depends on your goals. So if that's like your goal, like go for it. But there's a lot more benefits to having muscle on your body. And then have you heard like the term, what is it, like cardio bunny and like a muscle mommy? Yeah. Literally grow up. Okay. First of all, grow up. Men came up with that term. Cardio bunny, listen, I understand that you're like going to the gym and you want to burn a lot of calories. But like you don't need to be on the freaking elliptical and the treadmill for an hour or two every single day.
Yeah, definitely not every single day. If you want like one day that you've dedicated to cardio,
totally get it.
For it.
And I do think it's important. Like you're not going to hear any lean person say, no, I don't do any cardio. They do cardio. Of course they do cardio. You have to do cardio to get lean like that.
Yeah.
But it's not like their main form of working out, right? Like muscle is at first, and then they're like, oh, I'm going to go run for like 30 minutes, you know, or I'm going to go get my steps in. I'm going to go for a nice long walk today. Like you're definitely, cardio is not your main form. Because if cardio is your main form, then one, you're going to go work out in the morning. You're going to do a really long run, and then you're going to get inflamed and you're going to get hungry later, and you're going to eat all those calories back anyways. So it's not just, as Sarah said, with like the muscle building, when you're at rest and you have more muscle on you, you're going to burn more calories doing that. So muscle mommies over cardio bunnies any day of the week. Okay?
I love the term muscle mommy, but for some reason the term cardio bunny, I just want to literally throw up.
I want to punch whoever.
Muscle mommy, I love.
I
will support her.
Yes. She's amazing.
Yeah, I love that term.
Yes.
But also, we listen and we don't judge, but we definitely do judge.
We 100% are judging. But I do feel like though, but it's very valid. It's a very valid judgment. And then I do think also like, I do know that me and Sarah have talked about supplements on this podcast, like plenty of times, like what we're taking. However, you need to have a good base. And like we've said on that podcast where we talked about supplements, you need to have like a good base where you're sleeping enough, you're working out, you have that consistency that Sarah was talking about. Like consistency over anything is where you're going to see that progress. But supplements are the cherry on top. So if you're not sleeping enough, if you're not eating what you need to be eating, if you don't have a good diet, if you're not going to the gym consistently, supplements aren't going to do anything for you. Okay. So like I said, what I like to take for supplement wise when it comes to muscle building is creatine. That's super important. But I mean, other than that, what you really want to focus on if you want to build muscle is your diet and exercise and being consistent with it, like Sarah was saying.
Yeah. And then another one, a lot, like people say you can turn fat into muscle, and I think they just don't really understand what they're saying. You can lose fat, but you don't turn fat into muscle. Like you lose fat, you build muscle, but it's not, my fat is turning into muscle like that. Inaccurate.
Perfectly put. Yeah. Man. But I guess to kind of just like end this episode, like, yes, every workout will improve your communication between your brain, your muscles, your hormones, your immune system, your bones, all those good things. It improves your metabolism. It supports that healthy blood sugar that we were talking about, reduces injury, huge thing. And like I said, like it increases your longevity. So it's just going to make you, it even like makes you look younger while you're aging, right? So just make sure that you're like lifting consistently, progress gradually, right? So you're always building, you're always trying to get better, you're eating enough protein, you're prioritizing that recovery, and know that it does take time. Like nobody gets the badonkadonk overnight, okay? That stuff takes, unless you are genetically gifted, you're not going to get the body that you've dreamed of overnight. It's going to take time. So just be patient with yourself and know that there's progress in like those little things that you're doing every day. So you're not just building those bigger muscles, you're trying to get stronger, and you're just trying to have a healthier body for the rest of your life.
I think it also helps like knowing your why.
Yeah.
Like what do you want to accomplish? Because I think knowing your personal why helps you show up for yourself, helps you work hard, helps you be consistent, helps you eat right on maybe the days when you don't want to. And it's also totally okay. Like you need balance.
Yeah.
I think when you don't have balance, you can kind of lose yourself.
For sure.
And then you start to question your why, or even like lose your why. So I think just like staying consistent and also true to yourself, like it's okay to change your goals. It's okay to take more rest days, when something really hard happens in your life. But yeah, I think like Sammy said, being patient with yourself is not just like in the weightlifting world, like health world, just in general, being patient is something you have to practice, and it's hard.
Yeah.
But that's how you're
brain power.
Yeah, brain power. That's how you will see results. So yeah, just don't give up on your goals. And I think my biggest takeaway is being consistent and allowing your body to like change over time, giving yourself grace, and just continue to work hard. Just grind.
Period. Grind, you guys, grind. Anyways, we're going to end it on that note. Thanks for joining in and tuning in. Like and subscribe. Love you all. Talk to you next week.